When you think about icons in pop music, it's almost impossible not to have Madonna's name leap straight to the top of your mind. She's not just a superstar, she's a cultural force, a trendsetter, and a living legend who's shaped the music industry for decades. Madonna isn't called the Queen of Pop just because of her endless string of chart-topping hits, or her wild, ever-evolving sense of style. Sure, her music and fashion have always been ahead of the curve, but there's something deeper that sets her apart. There's an authenticity about her, a kind of raw, unfiltered realness that you just don't see every day in the world of pop stardom. And let's talk about that smile. Specifically, her famously gapped front teeth. It's a feature that's become almost as iconic as her music itself. In the high-gloss, image-obsessed world of pop, where every detail is scrutinized and perfection is the goal, your appearance can feel like everything. There's this constant pressure to look flawless, to have the brightest, straightest, most camera-ready smile imaginable. It's almost like there's an unwritten rule book for how a pop star should look. But Madonna? She walked right onto the world stage with that little gap front and center, and she didn't just accept it, she flaunted it. She made it part of her brand, her identity. She never tried to hide it, never felt the need to correct it, and never pretended it wasn't there. Instead, she smiled wider, laughed louder, and let the world see her exactly as she was. That gap became her signature, a little detail that made her instantly recognizable and undeniably unique. And here's the thing, by embracing her so-called imperfection, Madonna didn't just change her own image, she changed the entire landscape of pop music and pop culture. She showed everyone that you don't have to fit the mold to be a superstar. Her smile became a symbol of authenticity, a reminder that being real is more powerful than being perfect. It sent a message to millions of fans around the world. Hey, you don't have to be flawless to make it big. You can be yourself, quirks and all, and still shine. Suddenly, people everywhere saw themselves in her. They realized that their own differences could be their strengths, not their weaknesses. Young fans especially started to believe that they could dream big, even if they didn't look like the airbrushed stars on magazine covers. Madonna made it cool to be different. Before Madonna, so many pop stars seemed to come from the same cookie-cutter mold. They looked, sounded, and acted almost identically, as if there was only one way to be famous. The industry pushed a single standard of beauty and talent, and anyone who didn't fit was often left out. But Madonna shattered that mold. She kicked down the door and made her own rules, showing that individuality was not just allowed, it was something to be celebrated. Her tooth gap wasn't just a quirky feature, it was a quiet revolution. It challenged the world's idea of what beauty could be. Suddenly, artists and fans alike started to rethink what it meant to be beautiful, talented, and worthy of the spotlight. And here's the really cool part. Her confidence didn't just inspire her fans. It inspired a whole new generation of musicians and artists to embrace their own uniqueness. Artists like Georgia May Jagger, Vanessa Paradis, and even Madonna's own daughter Lourdes have all proudly rocked their own tooth gaps. Suddenly, individuality was in. Uniqueness was the new standard of cool. Madonna made it look effortless, but what she did was actually pretty radical for her time. She took what others might have seen as a flaw and turned it into a badge of honor. In interviews, she'd flash that unmistakable grin and say, "I'm proud of my teeth." That kind of self-acceptance was huge, especially in an industry obsessed with perfection. She proved that you could break the rules, defy expectations, and still own the spotlight. She showed that confidence and authenticity are what truly makes someone unforgettable. Today, the world of pop is more diverse, daring, and accepting than ever before, and there's no doubt that Madonna's fearless attitude helped pave the way for that change. Every time you see an artist embracing their quirks, standing out, and being unapologetically real, you're seeing a little echo of what Madonna started all those years ago. So the next time you catch yourself worrying about what makes you different, remember Madonna's smile. Remember how she turned her uniqueness into her superpower. Sometimes the thing you think will hold you back, that's the very thing that makes you unforgettable, that sets you apart from the crowd. Thanks for listening and keep smiling, gap and all, because in the end it's our differences that make us truly iconic.